When you're brushing someone else's teeth, it's very important to brush at the gum line because that's the area that we really need to keep healthy, and you'll find when you're taking care of someone else's mouth, it's an area that's often bleeding and not healthy. So when you take your soft toothbrush, be sure to adapt it at the gum line. On the top teeth, you'll have the toothbrush pointed upward a bit, and at the bottom teeth, you'll have it pointed down a little bit. When you actually start brushing, what you want to do when you're brushing for someone else is try to use a circular motion and just gradually kind of move around and get all of the teeth. You have to use a fair amount of pressure, and you have soft bristles, so that should be fine. But the plaque won't come off if you're just brushing very gently. You need to use a little bit of pressure. You'll also go around the whole top teeth. And it's good to avoid sort of brushing a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit down there, because you might miss a spot. Good to sort of focus on, get your own routine, focus on all the outsides, then the insides, and the same on the bottom as well. When you're brushing the chewing surfaces of the teeth, you want to use a stroke back and forth like this. That's fine on the chewing surfaces of the teeth. But what you really want to be careful is not to use that kind of motion at the gum line, because what can happen there is the gums can recede and come back from the teeth, and they don't have hard enamel on them, and they can become sensitive to cold air and cold water and can be very, very uncomfortable. Another little tip when you're brushing is because the front areas are a little bit narrower, your toothbrush may not easily fit in that area, and you might find it's easier to brush by holding the toothbrush upright like this on the bottom teeth, and similarly kind of upright on the top teeth as well. So try to get a routine, try to remember to get at the gum line, and you might find that brushing on the inside here can be a little bit tricky because you have the tongue. So you may have to gently move the tongue over a little bit and get right at that gum line again. Finish your brushing by tongue cleaning. I know Mr. Mouth doesn't have a tongue here, but if we pretend that he does, you can start from the back of the tongue and just gently brush downward. The tongue harbors a lot of bacteria, and that's an important thing to do. One other little tip is if you find the toothbrush bristles are starting to get very flattened and frayed looking, it's time to replace your toothbrush, or if someone has been really ill, it's also a good idea to replace their toothbrush.